Welcome back, everybody, to Coach's Corner East at the Galleon Pizza Hut. I am your host, Mike Sparks. Our show brought to you in part by Steve and Chuck Keller, Keller Auto Parts, your Napa dealer, Uptown Galleon, and Crestline Marine Mounts at the Platinum Insurance Agency, your progressive agent, 131 Harding Way East, Uptown Galleon, and Joe Kleiman Associates at the Galleon office of First Federal Bank of Ohio. And we're going to take a trip down the lanes with the bowling team, a very successful bowling team at Crestline High School. Coach Joe Borders, you want to pick up the microphone. And sir, welcome back to the show. You bet. You have to be enjoying what's going on. Some really good things. You shared with me that the team is doing really, really well thus far, 5-1 in the KMAC. And for those that are maybe casual listeners to Coach's Corner, you say, well, wait a minute, the football team's in one league, other sports are in the Mid-Buckeye, and bowling's in the KMAC. Yep. How's that happen? But it is what it is, right?
Three separate conferences for our one little school.
Yeah.
But with all the sports that we have, we have to split it up that way.
Yeah, so. Yeah, just for the right fit. 7-3 overall, and does that put you officially in first place for the KMAC, or is there somebody?
We are leading KMAC with 5-1.
Good.
We lost to Mount Gay last week by 20, and that was our only loss, and we actually play them tomorrow.
Oh wow! So a little payback, I guess you could say.
Hopefully.
What does that remind me of? A movie. Somewhere it was mentioned about getting a little payback, so it's time. And 20 is not that much, right?
No, it's just filling a frame, whether making a spare, leaving it open. That's all it was.
How long ago did you face them the first time?
Last Tuesday.
Okay.
So a little over a week.
Still fresh in your minds a little bit.
Fresh one.
And was it something specific that maybe they just got more pins to fall, or your kids just didn't?
We just because it was over break between Christmas and the New Year, we didn't get as much practice as we'd like. We went in with one practice, and we just kind of fell short where we needed to. Whether it be lack of coaching or lack of bowling, we're not sure, but we picked it up this past week, and we think we fixed the problem.
What has been the most impressive thing for you as the coach to see what these guys have accomplished?
Just to come together as a team. We went from having 7 boys last year to 14, wow. So we doubled. And with our, I don't want to call him our cheerleader, but he's definitely our hype man, Nick. Mm-hmm. He helps bring everybody together and make us a team.
Yeah, and I think for me personally, exposure's been some of it. You've been so great about putting videos of live events out there, and I've watched those a few times because I just like to watch Blake throw the ball pretty much with his two-handed approach. But I watch all of you guys, and there's a rhythm there. There's a sense of urgency there. Yeah. It appears to me, even though the kids are having fun, it's all business too, isn't it?
Yep. Bowling is, like we talked the first time I was out here, it's a life sport. So you can do it way after you graduate or way after you get out of college. Mm-hmm. The time that you do get to be competitive in it, you have to be competitive. Mm-hmm. As an adult, you can go to tournaments and stuff, but these kids are in the process of trying to build a career out of this. So with those guys being competitive on the lanes, that's just showing out in the future that they're going to be hard workers in life.
So you've kind of led me to that next question. Have they demonstrated that level of competition that you were hoping to see out of them?
Oh, yeah. Compared to last year where we had 3 wins and 8 losses, we've doubled what we did this year. So as a coach, I am above the moon with my boys. I couldn't be happier. There's times where we goof around and we should be a little more serious, but again, they're high schoolers, so you're going to have that.
Yeah,
they
right.
have to have their fun too.
That's right. That's part of it. It's funny what winning does, right? It really is a nice shot in the arm when things go as expected, and that can do a lot of good things. So as you move through January and into February, and then come up into March, ultimately to get down to the state, what are some areas that you're really talking to them in practices and in matches to say, guys, we got to button this up. We got to get better at this aspect of the game.
A lot of our spare shooting.
Still.
If a lot of the kids, high school kids, they're in their heads, and when they throw the ball, they should strike. It should be a strike every time. Mm-hmm. So whenever they don't, it puts them in a bad mood instantly. And I got to tell the kids, it's not game by game. It's frame by frame. So throw your ball. If you leave it, just pick up what you leave and go to the next frame. Don't worry about the frame previous. It's a lot harder than it is. It's a lot harder to do than it is to speak.
Right.
Even with myself, I do it on my league nights.
Right.
So the only thing they have to do is just keep out of their head. It's 90% mental, 10% physical in this game. So if they keep their head clear, they're going to be perfectly fine.
Very good. Take a break here. We'll come and talk to the young men around the table here in just a moment. Show's brought to you in part by the Burkhart family at the Burkhart Farm Center, your Case IH dealer straight west of Galion on the Manette New Winchester Road. Mike Klein, Ag Credit Residential Lending beside us, Mount Gilead and Marion. And sweet baby Ray Jones, Davey's little brother, at Ohio Door and Sash, 120 South Street in Galion. Nick Huber is a senior and up first, and so you're the cheerleader, is that right, so to speak?
Yeah.
In what way?
I'm just like the team's mood.
Yeah. Okay, so you capture it from the beginning till the end, right?
Yeah.
So are you like leading group breaks and things like that, or what are you doing specifically?
It's like you said, it's 90% mental. So as soon as one of us gets down on themselves, the whole team kind of feels it. So as long as one of us is always hyped or excited to be there, which is me always.
Good.
Then I can build everybody else back up off of that.
That's a great attitude, and I'm glad that you take that role on, because it is vitally important, because not everybody, and it could be outside forces, it could be not even, maybe they got a bad test grade back or something along that lines, or whatever it might be. There has to be somebody in a good, solid team to bring somebody up when they're down. And if you can bring that all the time, that's a really good thing. Besides that, how's the game going? How's the rolling going?
Like you said, it's 90% mental. And sometimes, you can bring it all to the lanes some days, but sometimes there's just a lot builds up.
Yeah.
It's easy to get angry at anything, and then you throw it too hard, and then your whole line's messed up for the whole time you're rolling.
Yeah.
So really, when you're there, you got to be 100% there, or your score's not going to be where you want it to be.
Sure. Have you got to the point where you want to be at, or is there still lots of room to improve?
I'm good where I'm at. Everybody wants to be better in everything. So, yeah, I wish I could do a little bit better. But, the further I get into it, it gets better over time.
Good, very good. Well, thanks for coming. I appreciate it. And next up is Skyler Zeger. Zeger, I'm sorry, long E, sophomore. And Skyler, from where you started at the beginning of the year, have you progressively gotten better as the year's gone on?
100%.
Okay. In picking up those spares, or just your first roll?
Just pretty much everything.
Everything. Okay. Confidence. How's your confidence right now? I mean, your team's doing extremely well. You're leading the KMAC. You got an opportunity to get redemption here to the only team that beat you. Are you overconfident, or are you still, hey, we got still room to improve here?
We got room to improve.
Okay. What's the biggest thing you need to improve on as you go through the year?
Controlling my ball.
And what has been, where have you had your best game at so far? Has it been here in Galion at your home lanes, or has it been on the road?
On the road.
Where at?
What? Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah, you like Suburban, do you? Oh, okay, very good. Well, continued success. Thanks for coming out. I appreciate it very, very much. Next up, it's Matthew Roberts, and Matthew's a junior. How you doing?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing well. How's the game? Good?
Good.
What's your high been this year?
146.
What do you want to get to?
At least up to 150, 160.
Okay,
as of now.
so you're kind of closing in on that.
Yeah.
Does anything surprise you what you've seen out of this group of guys so far this year? I mean, Coach said you got 14 total in the program, and kind of an unknown because last year maybe wasn't as successful as you wanted it to be. Has it really surprised you and thought, man, how did we get here?
I mean, just definitely how well we work together is the biggest thing.
You have your cheerleader here, but the rest of you have to participate as well. What's really caused that? What has brought you guys together to kind of be a family?
I mean, just pretty much have a good time.
Yeah. And
Go
just
for the
enjoy-
win and have a good time.
Yeah. And Coach talked about this level of competitiveness. Does it get to the point where it's, I don't want to say it's nasty with the other teams, but I mean, are you just laser focused in that you're not going to beat me today?
I mean, pretty much, yeah. I mean, it doesn't get real nasty. We keep our good sportsmanship, but,
Right.
We all have our pent-up thoughts.
As you're throwing the ball maybe
Yeah.
harder than you should, right? Or something along that line. So What's the mindset as you go in and you're going to face the only team that's beat you? Have you thought about that? Will it be fresh in your mind because it was not too far in the past that you just lost to them?
Yeah, definitely. Just like they said before, fresh room. Pick it right back up, take this win.
Oh, boy, great attitude. Thanks for coming. Continued success.
All right.
Blake Guiler is with us again, and it's great to see you again. You doing okay?
Yep, I'm doing great. How
Looks
are
like
you?
well, I'm doing well. Looks like you're ready to go out on a boat, do a little fishing. Got the Bass Pro Shop going tonight.
Yep.
How's the game going? Doing pretty well?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I've had a couple mess up games, but
What do you think happened there?
I got in my head.
The mental.
I get in my head bad.
Really?
Yeah.
So you could have maybe one bad frame and it can really screw up everything?
Yeah.
What have you been doing along with what is coach? I mean, I know you say it's mental, but how do you get out of those ruts?
Nick tells me to sing a song in my head when I'm going up there.
Are we allowed to ask what song that is?
It's just a
It's like a
random
radio
song.
station.
Oh, okay.
Between both of them, it's like a radio station.
Okay.
I'll come back and ask them what song.
That's great. I appreciate that. So as you cruise through here now, and it's coming up on go time here in January and into February, what's your biggest area that you have to improve upon?
Probably my attitude.
Just attitude.
Yeah.
And that's something that you totally control. So, well, continued success and keep throwing them straight, and good things will
All right.
happen.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Finally, Hunter Gibbons, a sophomore, is here, and it's good to see you again. Thanks for coming.
Nice to have us.
Yeah, absolutely. It's my pleasure. And, this mental side of it, yeah, it's only 10% physical, as Coach said. The mental side of it, as a young person that hasn't played a number of years, as like some of the seniors, is the mental side there for you, or is there still a lot of work in progress?
Yes.
Yes, it's there, or yes, there's a lot of work in
There's a
progress?
lot of work that needs.
Oh, okay. All right. Do you ever go back and, I've never even asked, do you film, like other sports are filmed and you go back and watch? Do you do that on bowling or not?
We don't really go over film. I kind of just use that for myself. I'll rewatch it and see how they're doing,
Okay.
and make mental notes on what I need to fix next.
Okay. But when you go home after a match, do you kind of play it over in your head again instead? Think to yourself, I wish I would have this, or I wish I would have that, or
Yeah.
I should do this, or I should do that?
I do it about every match.
Every match, okay.
And then I'll watch bowling on the side and learn how to get some more.
Yeah, okay, so you watch others play and say, I can employ this into my game
Yep.
and make myself better. From the beginning of the season to now, are you pleased with your performance? Are you pleased with your improvement?
It needs to get a little better.
But are you pleased with what you've done?
Yeah.
I mean, let's give yourself a little bit of pat on the back. You guys are successful, and you're part of that success. You may not be satisfied, but you've come a distance from where you were, correct?
Yes.
What's the end result? I mean, I know you want to win league and things like that, but is that within the grasp? Do you think you can get there?
Well, we can make it to state with this team.
Good.
There's no doubt about it.
But it comes down to the attitude, right? And hey, if you got confidence, you believe it, now it's time to back it up, for sure. Well, thanks for coming. I do appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
You bet, very much. Show's brought to you in part by Lee Plimo and Brad Seibert at the Plimo Insurance Group, Gallion and Bucyrus, North Central State College, Mansfield, and the Crawford Success Center, North Walnut Street, across from the courthouse in Bucyrus, and Phil and Sue Schreck at Phil's Deli, just east of the Pizza Hut, here in Gallion at the Bridge. And back to the microphone, Joe Borders, head bowling coach at Crestline. And Coach, you got a lot of matches coming up, according to what I saw on the OHSA schedule. Still 11 matches on the schedule. Saturday the 15th, the Winford Winter Classic. How many different teams are going to be at that?
I believe it's completely full. They have 24 lanes to 24 teams.
That'll be fun. And it was mentioned that, Skyler here said he likes bowling over there. I'm sure the rest of you guys like bowling over there. That should be a good event. Then you're going to be right back there at the Bucyrus Invite on the 22nd. You go to Lexington on the 8th of February. And those are synthetic lanes, right?
Yep. Over at Lexington, they have synthetic. They're Division I school, so we're looking forward to going against the powerhouse.
Do you like those? I mean, do you like them? And
I prefer wood because I don't have nearly as much rev as say Blake does. But I know a couple of my other kids prefer synthetic over wood.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Then you go to Northmore with about 7 other schools on February 11th, and then you got your tournament draw on the 30th of January. Sectionals February 13th through the 20th. Districts the 20th through the 27th, and the state tournament March 4th and 5th at Wayne Webb's Columbus Bowl. And, you know, it was kind of mentioned here by Hunter that we have the potential. Do you feel that too?
From day one, even last year, I felt like we had the potential to go. It's just implementing the proper technique and skills to get these kids to that situation.
Yeah, and getting over some of those mental hurdles, right?
Yep.
And that's something that you continue to work on. And but, you know, again, kind of in the long run, it's a long season, isn't it?
Yeah, well, compared to football,
Yeah.
I'd say it's a little less, but it's a lot more hands-on than football. With football, I was able to break down kids groups of 5 with linemen. With bowling, I have 19 kids.
That's
I
right.
have a whole team I need to deal with.
Yeah, for sure. Well, continued success. It's great to watch the success that you've had, and I certainly appreciate that, and always for giving your time and share something that's really good that's going on in your school. I think that's really positive.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me on, Mike.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. Enjoy your pizza, guys. Appreciate you coming out tonight. Hey, taking a look at the calendar, we have high school boys basketball coming up tonight at 7:30 on WQEL. It's the Crestline Bulldogs on the road at Richdale. You can catch that around 7:30. Tomorrow night we have Ohio State men's basketball there in Bloomington, Indiana, against the Indiana Hoosiers. Friday, we have high school girls basketball. It'll be Buckeye Central at Winford on WQEL right around 7:30, and then I'll be in for the Friday night phone board. Saturday, we have a boys doubleheader on WQEL. It'll be Colonel Crawford at Upper Sandusky, and on WBCO, it'll be Buckeye Central at Winford. Tip times right around 6:30, and then Will Beard will have the Saturday night phone board. I want to thank all of our managers here at the Galleon Pizza Hut, including Bree, Michelle, and Jordan. Ian was our server tonight. Thank you so much, Ian. Thanks to Danny Lane for keeping me on the air back in the studio, and thanks to camera operator Cameron Moon and Harper Boggs for all she does each and every show. I want to thank Galleon assistant girls basketball coach Carson Early and his team, Colonel Crawford girls swim coach Shelly Ashley and her team, and Crestline bowling coach Joe Borders and his team for being out tonight. Thank you to all